What's going on, everybody? Rodney Mcleod here, Super Bowl 52 champion, 13-year NFL veteran safety, co-founder of Change Our Future, and you're tuning in to Scoop B Radio.
He knows everything about football, but philanthropic endeavors is also his specialty. Brandon Scoop B Robinson joining you today, Scoop B Radio. Cleveland Browns' Rodney Mcleod joins us. While he's driving, he is safely multitasking. Brother, what's going on?
Man, what's going on? I'm in that good Philly traffic on 76 on my way to a community service outing as we speak.
Yes, sir. You cruising through that joint expeditiously but safely.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Last time we talked in an interview, you were preparing for a Super Bowl, and y'all did your thing. You have definitely stayed true to the Philly roots, and you still come back and forth despite the team that you're on. What's so special about Philly to you?
Philly's a very special place that will always hold close place in my heart, simply because of the people. I think instantaneously when I came here, I just gravitated towards the energy, the attitude, there's just the overall vibration of every individual that you encounter. Now, outside of the city, people are going to tell you, don't go to Philly, stay away from Philly, the fans of this, the fans of that. But I love it. I think it's a great mesh for who I am, that blue collar, that ruggedness. But there's a lot of culture that exists here. And then, like I said, with every person that I've connected with, it's always felt as if I've known them for an extended period of time. And that's rare. And so I think for my wife and I, is why we made the decision to start our home here in Philly. And we consider it our second home.
I like it. And speaking of which, Sneaker Ball is coming to Philadelphia on the 20th. Very, very soon. 4th year in its existence. Tell me more about Sneaker Ball.
Yeah, Sneaker Ball was birthed because my wife and I, we were looking for an event that, one, encouraged people to stay a long time so that they can, one, enjoy themselves, two, be able to connect. There's great power in the relationships that exist in this world. And we recognize that sneakers are a great conversation starter. Even though they're very stylish, they come in so many different ways. We all wear them differently. There is a great way to engage with an individual. Then the curiosity behind their sneakers, and knowing there's a large community of us that have that one sneaker that we all have loved since its existence. And so we wanted to create this event that tied in the fashion aspect, but also the philanthropic piece, and ways for people to come together to hear about Change Our Future, where we can give them a night full of just awareness, of being able to learn and engage with our programming, but also more importantly, our kids, recognizing that our mantra at Change Our Future is kids first. And we put them in the forefront during the event. You'll find them on the red carpet, interviewing, everyone, all guests, no matter, who it is, to them even taking a runway and entertaining the crowd through a fashion show, and really instilling in them confidence and allowing them to be as expressive as they desire. And then on top of that, it's a great way to bring in some Philly culture, and featuring local chefs, where we'll give out a best chef award this year. And then we also have a sneaker museum done by one of our good friends, Los Angeles, who takes you through the journey of the sneaker culture and sneaker evolution. And so there's a lot of neat things that go on at Sneaker Ball, but more importantly, it's about the work, it's about the mission that lives within that room, and more importantly, it's the people that have chosen to support us, continue to support us, continue to show up, not only for us but for our kids.
Sounds like there's a plethora of things to do for everybody. I heard Top Chef. I heard kids, local kids, getting affirmation within the community, because we all need that push. We all need that level of you matter. But then you also talk about the sneakers and the display. I'm curious, you're a football guy, but football guys and basketball guys, they do have the best cleats and the best shoes. What's your go-to shoe on the field?
Go-to shoe on the field is probably got to be the Carbon Vapors, which they don't even make anymore. Unfortunately, Nike Nike comes out with new shoes all the time, but I love my Carbon Vapors. I found ways to continue to find individuals who are selling them, no matter the cost. So that I could perform my best on Sundays. But I also say Jordan 1 cleats as well. Like, they're comfortable and they're also stylish. They're one of my favorite J's. So those two are consistent for me. And then nowadays, what you're seeing guys do, of course, is sending them off to different designers in order to have them painted or even reconstructed. So I've done a little bit of both over my time, and you know the motto: you look good, you feel good, you play good.
Of course, Rodney. It's interesting to me. I tweeted this during last football season, seeing guys wearing Jordan 1s on the field, because to me, I look at that like an Air Force One. That's a chill shoe. That's the going to the movie shoe. Do they have to be kind of altered some for the football field? Because to me, to me, it's an uncomfortable shoe. That's not something you wear for a long period of time, but everybody's different.
Yeah, no, they come ready to wear. No alterations are really needed. And they have obviously some that were made that way, but then you have, clearly the manufacturers that are reconstructing the cleat. And it's more of them just pasting different material on there to give the illusion of, whatever the set sneaker is, sneaker inspo.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. What, growing up, was your favorite sneaker?
Growing up, I would say 11s, Jordans. That was it. Like, you wanted to get your hands on a pair of any J's, to be honest, was a win. But more importantly, like, the 11s are just like classics, and I've been able to pick some up in my adult years as well. But then I've now, like I said, I've grown towards more of a Jordan 1 guy.
I'm curious. There was a lot of talk recently about, I guess, amongst Doc Rivers' son, who's now an analyst, and somebody else on the football side was discussing football players becoming basketball players and basketball players becoming football players, and who would be able to make that transition. You, as a seasoned, you're more than qualified to answer this question. Do you see a LeBron James being able to make that transition at this point in his career from tight end, or rather playing small forward, power forward in the NBA now, and transitioning as a tight end in the NFL today?
See, there are certain individuals that they can do it all. They can do whatever they want. And LeBron is definitely one of those guys that I have the utmost confidence in, that if he was to make the transition to the football field, he would succeed, and solely because of his greatness. And I think he's a master of his craft. He would take it seriously. He will work. He has, you know, a little bit of ruggedness in him. He's athletic, strong, and the one thing about him that you love is the durability. You know, he knows how to take care of his body. And it's a different world on that field. I'll tell you that. That is a fact. But I believe I've seen the transition made, and guys like Jimmy Graham, you know, be able to take what they learned on the basketball court and, you know, bring it on to the grass, and do it in a big way.
You're a Cleveland Brown. He's a former Cleveland Cavalier champion at that. Could the Browns use him at tight end?
Now, we could use somebody to compliment, you know, Joku over there for sure. Like, you could never have enough. You know, that I would say it's good to have a great tandem. The only problem is I'm not sure if LeBron is actually ready to take on a guy like a Myles Garrett just yet, and put his hand in the dirt. So we're going to have to stay LeBron for third downs, red zone, passing situations. So there might be some tails on offense, but it'll be worth it.
Okay, LeBron, you're watching, you're listening. The Browns can use you on third down. I think you'd be able to make their job a lot easier with your experience. Scoopy Radio, joined by Cleveland Browns Rodney Mcleod, talking all things football, sneaker ball, and everything in between. To me, I think it's pretty cool that sneaker ball exists in a world where, you know, there's just a lot going on. It gives people a chance to kind of unwind, enjoy themselves, and more. But I also noticed that in past years, you've given some of your peers humanitarian awards for their service and things of that sort. Who are some of the award winners in the past that have received any type of acknowledgement during your 3 years so far?
We've had individuals such as Malcolm Jenkins, Connor Baldwin, Nick Bayer, of CEO of Saxby's. We've had Alex Holly, Lloyd Freed. I mean, a lot of individuals. I can name Dr. David Thomas. Like, all of these people have contributed in their own way to the Philadelphia community. And, you know, I think it's important to shine light on those individuals who are doing the work and understanding we aren't the only people in this world that are serving our youth and serving their community, right, in their own way. We all have our own passion and our own calling. And so what I think our focus is around that is ensuring that we continue to lean on one another and support each other and celebrate our wins, celebrate, you know, the amazing work that people are doing, because people have paved the way before we even entered into this space. And we just want to show respect to them for continuing to do the work, because we know it's not easy. But we see you, we recognize you, and we salute you for all of your efforts. A few people that we have honored in the past have been individuals such as Malcolm Jenkins, Connor Baldwin, Dr. David Thomas, Alex Holly, CEO of Saxby's, Nick Bayer, Lloyd Freeman. So there's been a wide range of individuals, some that you know and others that you may not, but they are all contributing in their own ways to their communities. And I think it's important for Eric and I to shine light on just on the work that they've done, their constant and daily commitment to making their communities better than they found it, and being able to pave the way for us. Some, you know, we look at as mentors, you know, in that space, but it's important that, you know, we acknowledge and we recognize them, because in this world and in this line of work, sometimes, we can feel as though we aren't making progress, and that our work that we're doing isn't appreciated. And so I think for us, it's stepping in and giving each individual their respective flowers, and our uh, our thank you to them as they continue on to support their causes.
Ronnie, the NFL recently came out with the schedule for this season. The Browns are definitely has a lot of competition in the AFC. Are there any games that you've circled on your calendar this year?
Oh, outside of division games, because those mean a lot. Those determine where you end up at the end of the year. So outside of that, I would say, of course, coming back to the link is one game I'm very excited about. As I wrap up my career, there's no better ending to at least touch the link one last time. It's unfortunate that it's not in that green uniform, but for me, just being able to play in a home that made me who I am today, and that I have a lot of great memories. And it'll be a great feeling to just play one more time inside those walls. Then another game I would say that's circled is the Commanders. Another bittersweet moment for me going back home. I always love it. It's right there in PG County in Landover. And so I always feel when I go home, the ball just finds me. And so I'm looking forward to, again, playing in front of my hometown and really my family. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, is having my all of my support system there, in celebration of clearly that game, but just an amazing career in general.
When you take a look at the NFL coming into the season, it's still very early. OTAs and the draft are things that are still lingering. I guess from an observer of football, outside of your team, what are you paying attention to?
But really, probably all of the moves that have been made, in the offseason. Like, teams change so much, and it's good for the league to see some top tier guys end up on other teams just to spice it up a little bit. So that's what's been most exciting for me, what I've been paying attention to the most.
Okay. Well, we'll be paying attention to you. June 20th is where you will have your sneaker ball once again. A lot of people being honored, a lot of stars coming through to support the Super Bowl champion, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles, now of the Cleveland Browns. Brother, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Man.